When you look at a blank HTML page in Design View, you might be tempted to think of it as an empty canvas on which to draw your dream design. It's a nice thought, but it doesn't work that way. Although Dreamweaver creates the HTML code for you, you need to understand what the code is for and how a page is structured. It's not as difficult as it sounds. If you'd like to follow along, open a blank HTML page in the document window. Alternatively, just sit back and watch. I'm going to open Split View by clicking the Split button at the top left in the document toolbar, and that opens Code View on the left and Design View on the right. Design View is blank, but as you can see, on the left-hand side, Dreamweaver has been busy on your behalf creating some basic HTML code. The code on the first line is what is known as the doc type. This tells the browser to expect an HTML page and to style it correctly with CSS if any styles have been added. The remaining lines contain HTML tags or elements. HTML tags consist of the tag name wrapped in a pair of angle brackets. This first HTML tag on line 2 is actually called HTML. Most tags come in pairs and are wrapped around their content. The closing tag has a / just before the tag name. So the closing HTML tag is here on line 10, and you can see that / just after the opening angle bracket. So the whole of a web page is wrapped in a pair of HTML tags. The first element inside the HTML tags is the head section of the page. This contains information that's not displayed within the page, but which the browser requires. This meta tag on line 4 is what's known as a standalone element because it doesn't have a closing tag. That's because it doesn't have any content. All the information is contained within this charset attribute and value. What this does is it tells the browser that the encoding or character set is UTF-8. It's very rare for web pages these days to use a character set or encoding other than UTF-8 because UTF-8 supports all of the world's written languages. Next comes the title element. Dreamweaver puts the words untitled document as placeholder text between the opening and closing tags. The value of the title element is displayed in the browser's title bar or in the tab of a tab browser. And search engines also use this value when displaying results, so it's important to replace this placeholder text with something brief but meaningful. A typical web page contains a lot more information inside the head section. For example, when you attach an external style sheet to a page, Dreamweaver adds the relevant information inside the head. After the head section comes the body. This is where all the content that you want displayed goes. Notice that if I click into Design View, my cursor is flashing at the top left here, and between the opening and closing body tags we've got what is known as the insertion point. This indicates where anything that you insert in Design View will be inserted in the code. So if I start typing here, you should see something between the two body tags. But if I go into Code View and type something after the body tag, and then click back into Design View, that world is not displayed. So you need to be very careful if you're copying and pasting code from another page. If you put anything outside of the body, it won't be displayed in your web page. So this is the basic skeleton of every HTML page. It begins with a doc type, then everything is wrapped between HTML tags. You have a head section and a body section. A web page should only ever have one set of each: HTML, head and body tags. The head contains the page title and other information used by the browser, and the body contains the text and images displayed in the page. But if anything goes outside of the body tag, it's not displayed.